Okay, perfect. Hi guys, happy Wednesday. It has been a hot minute since I have been on a Wednesday, well, leading a Wednesday chat, and I am so excited to be here leading again. So hi guys. For anybody who is new and does not know who I am, my name is Linz. I am one of your 200K leaders, and I am so excited for the topics that we are going to be chatting about tonight. I have asked two amazing babes to join me tonight, Sam Brown and Christina Brill. I think I know I see Sam, but I don't see, oh, there's Christina. Okay, yes, everybody is here. We are present, so we're going to get going. The name of this had to do with overcoming things in your business, right? You had to overcome that block. And if you are new to network marketing or new to our team or just in general, you might not know what I meant by block. And if you aren't new, then you've probably heard us talk about mental blocks and all the fun jazz that comes with them, right? But no. So for me, my biggest block on a personal level was myself. I'm just gonna be very honest. Myself. I was my biggest block. I couldn't figure out why something wasn't happening to me or for me. And I just kept not understanding that I was in my own way. The more that I grew in my leadership, I started to learn that this is probably the most common block that you will ever have is getting out of your own way. Both of these amazing humans that are going to be chatting tonight have dealt with this in different aspects of their life, in different levels of their business. They're both in completely different levels. They're both in completely different parts of their business, completely different parts of their lives. They couldn't be two most polar opposite people on my team that I have ever met. And that is why I picked both of them from both ends of the spectrum to kind of chat tonight. Before I pass it off to Sam, I just want to say one thing about that was on my heart before I started this. How amazing is that 4K, $1,000 in credits? How many people here are claiming that? Hands should be up. How many people are claiming it for if they've already hit 4K for their spouse, right? Hands should be up. Yes, chat should say yes, that is me. One thing I want to say is anytime that there's a bonus, and y'all, we stopped calling it Tough Love with Linz and we just called it Love with Linz because we're just not going to call it Tough Love anymore. My team decided that. So we're going to just kind of pass it over here and do a little bit of Love with Linz before I pass it on to Sam. Whenever any kind of promo is launched that has to do with credits or bonuses or whatever it may be, my inbox, words are hard for me also, always becomes flooded with, I want 4K, I want this, I want that, it's mine, I'm claiming it this month. And I have to tell you, my heart gets so full with how many people get excited because whenever they launch it, I'm not even eligible for it and I get excited. I get excited for you guys to earn it. But I want you to realize that tonight, you might not feel like you have a block, but you just might, because when it comes to stuff like this, I want you to truly ask yourself, and I can call my own self out on this. How many of you guys, is this your first Wednesday night Zoom that you have been on in a very long time? Right? How many of you guys that are running for this hopped on because you're like, you know what, I'm ready to run now. I need to do this. I want you to hold on to that. And I want you to tell yourself, I'm showing up every time there's a training. I'm watching the replay every single time there's a training. Because I have to tell you, the people who have been in my inbox the last 24 hours that have said, hey, I really want this 4K. I really want this. I really want this. I've asked them, I said, how many trainings have you been on? Because a 4K, a 12K, a 40K, an 80K, a 200K, we show up. How many trainings have you been on? How many are you dedicated to not only pouring yourself into your business, but into our team to get poured into? You have to show up. And the one thing that I'm going to call myself out on hard, and y'all know I own my bullshit and I'm just high, is when I was running for 200K, I asked I said, what more can I possibly do? I enroll, I do this, I do that. And she was like, Linz, when was the last time you were on a Zoom? And I'm like, I lead my own Zooms. What do you mean? Every Monday. And she was like, no, honey. When was the last time you were on a Wednesday Zoom? And I was like, ooh. I was like, oof, that one stung a little. I was like, oof, like couple months, maybe like 5-ish, I was like, oof, that was hard. And it hit me that, you know what? I wasn't showing up. I told myself I was showing up, but I hadn't been on a Zoom ever since she called my ass out on that and was like, girlfriend, I have been watching every single one. Yes, I have not been leading them, but I have been watching every single one. I have been on here every single one since she called me out. I don't care if I'm out in the car. I don't care if I'm XYZ. I don't care. I'm on my phone on the Zoom app and I'm here listening. What is important to you, you're going to show up to. So remember, there's over 130 of us on here right now. Next week, we should have more because we're going to have more people on our team, right? Every single week, it should be growing, and you should be on here every single week. If you're not, and you're telling yourself that you want something, whether it be a rank, whether it be to Thrive for Free, whether it be the 4K, whatever it may be that you're telling yourself that you want and that you're going to work for, make sure you're showing up for it. And that starts with owning your own bullshit and knowing where you're at and knowing, she called me out hard. Sorry, I'm reading the messages. She really did call me out hard, but you need to do that. So I want you guys to pay attention to if you're showing up to all the things or are you just asking for all the things, and really, really realize what you're showing up to versus not. So where I want to go next with this is with Sam. And I'm going to let her kind of share a little bit of her story and chat about it, because she knows what it's like to, one, be called out by me, hi, and two, to be called out by herself. And I think both of them, I think the being called out by yourself might sting a little bit more, but I don't know. My tough love is kind of tough. So Sam, I'm going to let you take it over. I'm asking to unmute you. Apparently we have to ask for permission. There we go. Go ahead, babe.
Okay, so I am also, just to give you some heads up, my power went out, so I'm at a friend's house. Like, I rushed to Tampa to try to record this, so that's why I'm in a kitchen and I'm kind of echoey, so bear with me. So I'm Sam. I am a 12K leader under Lindsay. I'm also like shaking right now. I've never done one of these. If anybody could see like my jugular, it's like bum, 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 completely freaking out. So I'm just gonna tell you about all the things. I started December 20th. 2019, literally was behind a bar with my husband, a little tipsy on RBVs, and was like, you know what? I've been following her for 2.5 years. I've messaged her, bought a sample pack, ghosted her, asked her a question, ghosted her. Let's just do it. Let's jump in. Great. The 20th, I gave her $400 of my money. 21st, watched a couple of videos on Hustle and Thrive Tribe. 2 weeks later, I quit. That was it. Quit. Gave Lindsay $200 and was like, okay, girl, I'm done. Like, this is too hard. I'm over here watching Lindsay buy Raptors and driving a Mercedes and shit. I'm like, why don't I understand? Why don't I have that yet? I showed up. I posted some cute pictures. Like, where's my paycheck? I don't understand. And if anybody can relate, please, like, let me know. And just so I know I'm not crazy and I wasn't the only one. So I quit for 5 months. I had literally every excuse in the book. I was planning a wedding. We got married March 8th. He's actually on the Zoom call right now. If you see Connor Brown, that's my husband. He's supporting me from the house with no power. So thanks, honey. So planning a wedding. I was a student and I was also an executive assistant to the CEO of our company. So I had a super demanding job. Every excuse, I can't do it. I'm so busy, blah, blah, blah. It was all bullshit. I'm sorry. Like, let's just call it what it was. That's it. And the big reason I quit is because in the group chat, I would see these people popping these ranks and like talking about their paychecks. And I was a hater. Y'all, I was an undercover hater. I'm sitting there on the other side of this like, this bitch, like, how the hell? Another 4K. Oh, somebody got their VIP. Well, that's cool. My paycheck's $0. So I was salty. And then we get married March 8th. everybody knows what hit the next weekend was coronavirus. So I'm a newlywed, quarantined in my 500 square foot apartment with my lovely husband. I am working from home now, so I'm losing my mind. I also am a weight loss surgery patient, so I have terrible anxiety and I eat when I'm stressed. So now I'm feeling sick. I have no energy. And Connor was like, babe, just take the products again. Like, you don't have to sell them, just take them. You felt better when you were on them, just take them. Okay, fine. So I took them. And then God winks all the time. I randomly one night get a message on Instagram from a girl. Hey, do you still sell that Thrive stuff? And I was like, yeah, completely lying because I hadn't done anything for the business in months. And the next day I talked to Connor about it and was like, babe, what do you think? Like, should I do it again? He's like, honey, whatever you want to do, I've got your back. I believed in you then. I believe in you now. Let's go. So I literally had to put like a timeline of dates so you guys know how ridiculous this story is. So I decided to come back. I text Lindsay. Lindsay, being the bad bitch she is, literally goes, didn't you block me? Literally goes, didn't you block me? I didn't. I made a new Facebook because my old one was from like high school. And so I was like, hey, can you add me back to all the pages so I can watch the videos? You know the deal. So May 14th, I made my first post, like my re-announcement post. May 21st was my first sale. June, yeah, I can't read my own handwriting. June 11th, I hit 4K. July 15th, I lost my job. My very high paying, very secure, loved my job. I was laid off, thanks COVID. And then 8 days later, I hit 12K. 7 days later, I hit 4K on my husband's account. Then 8 days later, I hit 12K on my own. So the moral of this whole story is like, A, get out of your own way. Stop feeding yourself your own BS. And if you are, stop believing it. And I literally just talked to somebody about this today. So mindset, we all know this, like they pour it into us. Mindset is everything. Do your self-development. I know it sounds like a broken record, but it's so true. Pouring into yourself is so important. You guys take a shower every day. I mean, I don't wash my hair every day, but I shower every day because you get dirty every day. So you got to clean yourself. Okay. So if you're doing that every day, why not build your mind up every day? You need to do that. And the other thing is starting over now. So I don't care if like maybe this morning you didn't post and you didn't get on your stories and you didn't take your product. I don't know, you're Salty Sarah and you just don't want to take the product. Salty Sam, let's just say that. And you didn't want to take the products, you didn't want to show up. I don't care. If right now something's pulling at your heart right now, start over right now at 9:12 p.m. Start over now. It doesn't have to be a Monday. It doesn't have to be the first of the month. You don't have to wait for a promotion. Call yourself out on your BS. Get over it and start over right now. Get out of your own way because that's the only person stopping me from being great. I could have been 12K months ago. I could be a 40K by now if I would have gotten out of my own head and instead of being salty, cheering on other women doing great and getting like hyped by that. Like, damn, if she can do it, I can do it. Let's link arms. I think that building that mindset up and making sure that you have that positivity and you're cheering everybody on is huge. I'm kind of rambling, but I also have notes. Oh, from the, the podcast that Lindsay just shared, Trent Shelton, what up, boo? Honey, I know you're on this Zoom right now, but you know, Trent Shelton's pretty cool. He was saying your current situation is not your final destination. And that is so huge. Literally exactly what she was saying. Whatever mind block you have now, I don't know how to say this without sounding mean, get over it. Get past it. I don't care what it is. I think a week ago had a like breakdown. I have terrible anxiety, the worst. Lindsay knows about it. She got a text message. And I'm talking face down in the bed, hyperventilating, crying. I can't do this. And I need you to understand something. I'll be real vulnerable with you now. I am so scared in the moment I'm in. I'm working for myself. Like it's all me. I've never had this before. And like, it's a make it or break it thing. Before I get sick, I call out, I get PTO, whatever. Now I got to show up every single day if I want to get paid. It's on me. That's terrifying, right? That's so scary. But guess what? That's super freeing too, because then I get to show up every day and control my paycheck and control my future and control what my business does. So I'm just going to end it with that because I'm like literally so hot right now. My anxiety is just through the roof, but it's okay. We doing the damn thing. So get over yourself, whatever mind block you have, like, please just let it go. Talk to me, talk to Linz, talk to your upline. I don't care who you need to talk to anybody. And the other thing is make sure you get an accountability partner. I talked about this in one of the chats. I was saying, who wants to link arms with me? I need somebody basically to like call me on my shit when I'm like, I don't feel like it. Call me out. Like, I don't care. Yeah, there you go, Taylor. I see you raising your hand, girl. Like, find somebody to call you out, link arms, and run the race together. And I think that's all I have.
I love you. I'm like dying because I know your anxiety right now. And I'm just like, I am so proud of you because y'all, this girl, it took her 3 weeks to even do a one-on-one Zoom with me. When I tell you that you are your biggest block, I mean it. It might have taken her 5 months to figure it out, but the point of it is, of her story that I wanted you guys, besides listening to all of that, because I think she's amazing and I truly love her story. And I've been begging her to go live on Facebook to tell her whole story. So fingers crossed she does that soon, like not calling her out or anything, it's fine. But my biggest thing is whether it takes you 5 months, 5 years, 5 days, or you're brand new, this is your first Zoom that you've ever been on, the choice is yours. You can choose to watch people and you can choose to say, why are they doing it? How are they doing it? What the heck? Like this, that, or the other. But you don't know what they did behind the scenes. And I have said this probably since the day I started. Your business is built behind the scenes. Your business is built off of what people don't see you doing. And I know that probably sounds weird because we're in network marketing, right? Like, hello, we share stuff on social media. But the true hustle is done when people aren't watching. Oh no, somebody just tried to log into M's account. So this might not be recording. It's fine. But at least we're all on here. Hey. So it's honestly what is done when anybody is not watching you. That is where that's from. So instead of when you see another girl, if you see this week somebody pop 4K, instead of saying, what the heck, how did she do it? Like, didn't she just start and just hit her VIPs? Like, what the actual fuck? Like, how did she do it? I want you to be like, yes, she did it. I can do it too. At the end of the day, what that girl does has no reflection on what you can do. It just shows you that people can do it. So I want you to remember that whether it takes you 5 months, 5 days, 5 years, or 5 hours, I don't give two shits about how long it takes you because we are not in a race. We are not competing against each other. The person next to you on this Zoom is not your competition. They are your sister. They are, I don't even know if we have guys on here. They are your brother, since Connor's on here. They are here to help you. They are here to tell you that you can do it. And not only that, find ways that work for each other and share them with each other. So the next person that I want to talk, I feel like I'm on like The Price is Right. And the next person, is Christina Brill. And the reason why I wanted, well, many reasons, besides the fact that she's a total firecracker and like just a badass, is many people don't know this. Last month, she ended less than $500 away from hitting 80K. Less than $500 away from hitting 80K. And I want you to ask yourself, if you ended a month before less than 1,000, less than whatever away from hitting a rank, would you have woke up the next morning and been pissed as fuck? Or would you have woke up the next morning and been like, it's a new month, it's mine this month? Because I'm going to tell you which one she did. Well, she's going to tell you which one she did. Hold on, let me ask to unmute her. I feel like I'm like,
hey y'all, what's up?
All right, seriously, I'm going to just let you do you.
All right, so side note, Lindsay and I work off of like, hey, we're going to do this. And I open my eyes at the crack of dawn and I'm like, all right, cool. I got that on my thing. So honestly, have nothing planned for this up until she just said, those last few words. I was like, I really don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But you guys know I can pour into you all day long. So, yeah, $500 short of 80K, guys. What does that mean to you, right? So I just remember sitting in my bed and Lindsay was like, damn asleep already. And she wasn't answering me. And I was like, oh my God, we're so close. Like, oh my God, we're pushing. I was texting and Em and I were like, all right, should I just like close it out? Like, what's good? And, I kind of, if you don't know, by the way, I've been in this industry for almost 5 years. And I've been with Le-Vel, technically my 1 year is tomorrow, but I started with Lindsay back in 2018. So my journey has been kind of sporadic, kind of long, kind of crazy, but that's me. So I don't really care. But one of the things I have learned through this journey is that if something's not meant for you right then and there, it's not meant for you, and don't force it. So when I, saw that tracker, it's like 500, a little bit less than $500 short. I'm like, all right, either I can close this out right now and spend money and get more products and sell trials, whatever, I can close it out. But in my head, guys, it's not about that, right? Like, it's not about that tracker. And I'm sorry, I curse. If you don't know me, like, I'm from Philly. I say y'all because I live in the South now, and like Lindsay's one of my best friends. So like, that's why I say it. But I get ratchet, okay? Fuck a rank. We say it all the time. It doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, yeah, it's a badge. It shows, what you and your team have done, but it's not the end all be all, right? So for me, I wake up every single day, guys, just like Sam said, she's scared right now because this is her only thing she's got going, right? This is her job, guys. This is my livelihood. I wake up with the mindset that if I don't get my ass out of bed, even when I don't feel like it, or if I hit, almost 80K at $500 short, like that blinders on. At the end of the day, if you're here for a big enough reason, if you have a big enough why, if you're waking up every single day and you're committed to that future that you want to build, that rank is not going to mean shit to you, because it's about what you're doing, who you're serving, the value that you're bringing, and honestly, right, what you're doing weekly to pay your bills. And I preface what my part of this in saying that because I started this specific spot I'm at right now a year ago tomorrow. And I was moving across the country in less than 3 weeks from Philly to LA. And I had literally less than probably more negative. I was negative $83 in my bank account. I had to sell my RAV4 just to have money to get here and like be able to buy shit. I'm not kidding. Connor, it's funny. My man's name is Connor too. So Connor is he's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. He likes money. I like to spend money. And so I need a little help in that tracking area. And when we moved here, he set up a Google sheet for me that I have to track all my money, right? We looked back at my sheet from the month that I moved here. I had $155 in my checking account. Guys, I'm just going to say it right now. My bank account has more money than I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm saying that to tell you that I literally did not have shit. The last year of my entire life up until, this last year, like before I moved here, that year was like, Lindsay knows, like it was crazy. And I walked away from this company. I had lost everything that I had built. I stayed in contact with Lindsay, so I saw what she was doing. I knew what was happening, but I wasn't a part of it anymore. And I knew what I left behind. So when I decided to come back here, guys, it wasn't about, oh, can I hit 200K in less than a year? Can I hit 80K in less than a year? It wasn't about that. It was simply about the fact that this is my passion and I love this company and these people, and what we're surrounded by here is so much more than giving it all up because we didn't hit a rank and we were $500 short. Do you realize like how incredibly insane that sounds to have that mental block of, shit, I worked so hard to get where I'm at right now and so hard to train the girls who trusted me in this just to walk away because I was pissed that my time didn't come? Guys, let me tell you, there's a lot of things in my life right now that I wish timing would speed up for, okay? But the number one thing is this business, and Connor and I say it to each other all the time because he is also 40K in this business. It's not about rank for us. It's about what we're building for down the line, what we're doing every single day in this business that's compounding. Because guys, I can tell you right now, I don't care if you're waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and not going to bed until 4 a.m. or that doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. If you are, devoting all of your time to this and, you're not seeing a payout right now, that's because it's not going to pay you out right now, right? It happens in 6 months, 10 months, a year from now. The work you're putting in right now is not for now. And I'm sorry to tell you that. If you're here for a quick paycheck or you're here to hit a rank tomorrow, like It might not happen, guys, but knowing that you have your hands on something so big, when I saw that, literally Em and I are texting. I'm like, should I close it out? We're going back and forth. I'm like, oh shit, there's a minute left. If I'm going to do this, I got to do it. Guys, I had $520 of shit in my cart. And I literally was staring at it like, first of all, I'm moving in 2 weeks, so I have nowhere to put this shit. Second of all, why am I going to do this? Because I know this month my team's going to come back harder and do 10K, 20K over what we did last month. Guys, if you were on that CEO call yesterday, every single month in 2020, this, oh, sorry, someone's not muted, Lindsay, if you could, thanks. Every single freaking month in this year so far, we have gone up, right? That's what our CEO said on the call yesterday. Our percentages, our volumes, things are going up every single month. So why would I take a step back when I was that close to hitting 80K, that close to getting, new goals on our goal board as a team? Why would I step away because I didn't hit it? Guys, timing, it happens when things are supposed to happen. But the thing is, you can't worry about the how. You can't worry about the timing, the when, oh my God, I don't have anyone to buy for me. How am I going to do this? The how is not your fucking business. Sorry, it's not. It's your business to show up every single day and do what you are here to do. No plan B, okay? And I know when I say this to girls on my team or newbies in this, like sometimes they don't get it, but like guys, you don't understand when you are at such a low point in your life, or this is your only income, it's your livelihood, you don't have time to be worrying about, oh, I'm pissed off because I didn't hit a rank. Like that's what separates the people who are literally doing this as their full-time job and paying their bills to the people who are doing it for a couple extra bucks to go to McDonald's on the weekend. You can be one or the other, but it takes you committing to what you're here for. If you are here for a rank, you're never going to be successful. And I'm sorry, being real with you, you're never going to be successful if you're here for a rank. If you're here to watch a number on your tracker, you're not going to be successful. Why? Because you're putting all of your focus on a number that you, in essence, it's not your business. It's not the how. You can't control that QV. You can control what you do, what you wake up every single day, the routines you put yourself into, the self-development you pour into yourself every day. Like, it has nothing to do with the rank. We say it all the time. When your mind arrives at where you're supposed to be mentally, your mind has to be here. If you want to be up here, your mind has to be up here first. It's not going to happen. I can tell you, Lindsay can tell you, I am a completely different person than who I was when I first started this business. Like, I look at that girl and I'm like, sis, congrats, because you grew the up. Like, I can go to the grocery store for the first time in my life and pay without like having a panic attack that it's going to be more than $100. But that didn't happen because I was staring at the tracker. That happened because when my paychecks were coming in $75, $200 a week, it wasn't about what was on the check. It was about what I was working towards. And when you take those mental blocks away and, oh, my paycheck's not good enough, or, oh, it was only this much money, or why am I doing this? If you're asking yourself those questions, you need to have a wake-up call and realize, like, are you meant to be here? Because it is a lot easier to go get a job working 40 hours a week for someone else. I'll tell you that right now. If you want to be a 40K, 80K, 200K in this business, Millionaires Club, you have to show up like a millionaire, work like a millionaire, wake up every day and don't make excuses, because that's one thing millionaires don't do, because we don't have time to make excuses. Notice how I said we, because I am going to be there, honey. Guess what? No plan B. So that's all I got to say. Really honestly, but like, you have to sink it in. You have to realize that, like, if you want it, it's literally your decision. Like, you just say, okay, this is what's happening. I want to be a 40K. I want to be an 80K. I want to be a 200K. I'm going to pay my bills. I'm going to pay off this debt. You have to write it all down and acknowledge your faults and where you don't rise the bar to where you need to be. You have to swallow the hard pills. Just like Lindsay said earlier, if you want this to be your full-time job, if you want to be able to do the things that you want for your life and have this bring residual income in. Guys, I remember when I first started this business, like, my paychecks would come in and like, I would just be like, how the fuck is Lindsay's check like that? Like, how? Like, I literally used to be like, I don't get it. I'm doing everything she's doing. No, I was not. Because let me tell you right now, when I think back to how I worked my business when I first started, this is how I work my business. Wake up, put a poll on Instagram, close the phone, go spend my money at Ulta, come back, check the poll votes. Like, that's what I used to do. And yeah, it got me to 12K and I earned a bonus and that was great. But guess what? My mindset was crap. So I overspent $15,000 out of the 25 that I made and I had jack shit left. That's why I left and came back, because I had to grow. I had to grow through that struggle of being absolutely broke and having to take out life insurance policies and arguing with my family constantly, because I was meant to be this person right here speaking to all of you who are going through exactly what I went through. So next time, you want to play pity party, remember that Lindsay and I probably have, and Sam and every other leader on this team have probably bawled our eyes out into a pillow and we're like, why us? Right? A bad bitch unless you're a sad bitch first, okay? So that's what I got. Love you guys. That's all. You gotta decide. Lindsay, take it away, my sis.
Dying. Y'all, she is a whole ass mood 24/7. When I tell you this is not just training, Stina. This is Stina. But the growth, sorry, I'm trying to collect myself. The growth that both Sam and Stina have had. Yes, they're different ranks. Yes, they do different in their business, but the point of it is they both decided and they both grew. When they both started, they basically, I'm just going to call it what it is. They were whining. Both of them equally would message me and whine. Both of them, and y'all know, like, I mean that, and if you know me, you know I mean that with the most love in the world. But think about it. Are you sending messages whining to people like your uplines or other leaders in this company saying like, what the heck, I'm doing everything? Are you really doing everything? And I don't mean that as like you're not working your business, because everybody has goals. But whether your goal is to thrive for free and get 2 customers or hit 200K one day, are you doing what you can do to do that? Are you showing up for that level? Because I can tell you, when I was 80 running for 200, and y'all, that was a long 1.5 to 2 years. And that probably, like, for me, in my mind, I was like, why is this not happening? I was like, literally, I blamed everyone but my damn self. I was like, I do everything, I show up. And then one day I was like, do you? Because like, Em just totally called you out for not being on a Wednesday Zoom. So are you really? And then that's when I sat down, I had a conversation with myself and I realized I was my biggest block. Sam was her biggest block. Stina was her biggest block. Yes, you are your fastest runner on your team, but you also are your weakest link, no matter what. And I don't think anybody on my team is weak or a weak link or whatever, but I am my weakest link for my mind. I am my weakest link for my business, because when I get in my own way, when I become my own block and I don't overcome it, when Stina becomes her weakest, when Sam becomes her weakest and they don't overcome it, but they just keep running and not owning it, you begin to think, this isn't for me. How am I supposed to do this? Why? I'm doing all the things, when really, are you doing all the things, or are you running in circles telling yourself that you're doing things? Ask yourself, what are you doing? When I share IPAs, when anybody shares IPAs on of your leadership, I know we have so many different IPA chats and team chats on this Zoom right now. So when you get IPAs in the morning, I want you to think about it. And you say, I do all my IPAs. What does that look like to you? Because, and I say this all the time, I say, if you're following 5 people, that might be like me following 50 people. Don't compare yourself to my 50 people. But when you come to your leader and you say, hey, I'm doing everything, explain what that is to you. What are you doing? Because when you spell it out, you're going to have to call yourself out and put it all down in front of you of what you're doing. And you're going to read it one day and you're going to be like, ooh, I really wasn't maybe doing everything. We can tell you all sorts of things. We can say, oh, do this, oh, do that. We could come on here and do a million practical trainings and not just mindset trainings. But at the end of the day, that's what our team page is filled with. Y'all, we have almost 3 years, January of 2021. Lord, we need 2021. But January of 2021 is going to be 3 years that Hustle and Thrive Tribe has been a team page. 3 years of trainings, 3 years of all different levels of leadership, 3 years of all different love languages, 3 years of everything. So yes, I could come on here and say, you know what, you should do this, this, and this. But I don't know what else I can say that somebody else hasn't right now. And I'm sure everybody's like, I just want a practical training. I'm tired of mindset. But the truth of it is, your practical trainings that you're putting into effect won't mean anything if your mind doesn't arrive there. Won't mean anything if you aren't applying them. You have to arrive mentally before your rank will ever arrive. And that's why I always say, stop looking at your tracker. Yes, if you haven't hit 4K and you're running for it, it's amazing. But the point of it is, you won't get there unless your mind gets there first. You can't be working today for next Tuesday. You have to be working today for 6 months from now, Tuesday. You can't be working with the mindset of, if next Tuesday isn't gonna blow my mind, this isn't for me. Because I can tell you right now, you're never gonna make it to a Tuesday where this is for you with that mindset. If you are upset with what you see on Tuesdays, think about what you did the last 6 months, not the last week, the last 6 months, because that's where residual income is built. That's where that comes from. That's where your team and all of the efforts start to compound up to you. What you do today will show up in 6+ months from now, 9 months from now, a year from now. Y'all, this time last year, I had to rebuild my entire team. Almost every single person that is active underneath me right now is less than a year old, is like a little over a year old in this business. And I've been in this for almost 3 years. December will be 3 years. Think about that. Who you have on your team right now might not be your 200K team. And you know what? That's okay. But you also have to realize, are you still going to be here when you hit your 200, for you to go 200K? Or are you going to be like, this isn't for me. My Tuesday, it wasn't the best. I worked really hard the last 3 days, and I don't feel like that really was it for me. Think about it. How you worked today, how you worked yesterday, how you worked the last 3 months, the last 30 days, whatever it may be. If you went into your 9 to 5 and you did that kind of effort at your 9 to 5, would you still have a job? If you had an employee that was working this business for you and doing what you're doing, right? You were your employee. Would you fire or hire you? Think about it. Ask yourself these questions, because I can tell you there were many times in my business where I would have fired my ass. And that's scary, because this is my family's only income. Rob is retired. I'm retired. We have a 10-month-old who has a 101 fever upstairs teething. So don't mind me if I'm talking fast, but this is my livelihood. Think about it. If you want more, do more. If you want this to pay you like a business, work it like a fucking business. If you want to thrive for free and you don't want 6-figure dream, work it like that. But you have to know that how you are working it is how it's going to pay you. I will never, ever, ever tell somebody that they need a 6-figure dream. I will never, ever tell someone that their goal needs to be 4K. I will ask you what your goal is, and that will become my goal for you, right? The biggest thing, a tip that I'm going to leave y'all with, and then I am going to go because Rylan is teething and he needs his mama, is ask your team what they want. Don't decide what your team wants. You might want 4K, you might want 12K, but you might have girls underneath you who just want to thrive for free. Are you scaring them shitless by giving them that 4K and 12K, like, let's go? Get to know your team's goals. To this side of me, over there, I have a dream board. And on it are my leaders' dreams. What rank they want to be. What's their biggest goal for their family. Why? Because we're working on those together. When new girls join me, I ask them what they want out of this. Some of them, I want to thrive for free. Perfect. Let's go get you those 2 customers. Let's aim it towards that. Let's work on your 5s towards that. Some of them, I want my VIPs. Perfect. We're going to hit it hard and we're going to do a mixture of products. We're going to do a mixture of promoters. We're going to really get it going so that way you kind of have it there. The point is you have to know what your team wants, not just what you want. You have to know what they want so that way you don't overwhelm them. Because I can tell you right now, if you have a 6-figure dream and 3 people out of the 4 people on your team don't, and they just want to thrive for free, but you're constantly pouring your 6-figure dream to them, it's not fun for them. It's going to be overwhelming. When Sam started this, she had a 6-figure dream, but like a 2-figure work ethic. I'll say that only because she would tell me that all the time. And that's the point. So she told me she had a 6-figure dream. So I was pouring into her like she had a 6-figure dream, not realizing that really she just wanted to thrive for free. She was seeing all these people hit 4K and 12K and whatever K. And then she would be like, oh, I want this. But then when I would tell her how they do it and how to work for it, that's too much for me. Where we should have just been working towards thriving for free. 5 months later, she's doing the damn thing. She's going 40K. It's fine. Christina always had a 6-figure dream, and it's always been a firecracker over here. But the point of it is, no matter what your dream is, you have to grow yourself and get through your blocks first, then get to know your team a little bit better and know what their dreams and their blocks are. Because I'm going to tell you, your paycheck next Tuesday is not a reflection of what you did this week. It's a reflection of what you did the last 6 months. So if you want 6 months from now to be on here and be like, highest check, like we had so many good like checks this week, and like my heart, like so many people are like highest check, highest check, highest check. If you want to say that for yourself, get to work today, because it's not going to happen next Tuesday. It's going to happen multiple Tuesdays from now. So get to work, you guys. You can do it. Every single thing that you want, every single thing on your dream board, on your goals, whatever it may be, they will be reality, but you have to put it into action. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. And for those running towards 4K and that $1,000 credits, y'all, I'm with you. Let's go. I'm so excited for you guys. Have a good night.